Joe,
Yo, buddy.
what's up, man?
Just, busy.
All right.
Upbeat, man. Lots of good stuff going on. How about you?
Lots of good stuff. I'm excited today. You know why I'm excited today?
Because you let me see if I can pick up something.
This should
Because
be
the test came back negative?
There's so many things that could be in that test. That's fucking hilarious. No, I may have to drop off temporarily for a little moment today because I have a goodie coming.
Oh, what's
that I bought with an Alchemix loan?
Oh, you got your Tesla?
No, my Tesla. I'm gonna go outside and get my Tesla. Yeah. No, I got a new Mac Studio. I'm very.
Oh, you did buy it. Oh,
fucking
good for you.
Excited.
Right?
Very, very, very excited to have
Yeah.
that bad boy coming in the door.
Now we'll
Gonna
never
have
see
some
him.
fucking beefy fucking power, man. Some fucking.
Well, hopefully your headphones will work from now on.
Massive GPUs and CPUs and fucking just loaded up.
Yeah. You need more, man. You definitely need more.
Wait. I always need more. Give me more.
It's just all that porn you're doing, man.
Well, you know, it drags it down.
Hey, you ever looked at anything with Argent.xyz wallet?
I have played with it in the past.
Okay.
Yes.
Just because I saw something I was getting ready to tee up, but I was curious.
Yeah.
It's not that important. But...
So, Chuck asked, dude, how did you get yours so fast? I ordered mine on announcement day and it's supposed to arrive today too. Oh, he's getting his today too. Chuck, I went with the standard config, buddy. I didn't upgrade. Just went with the standard config. It's all I need. So, I got an off the shelf unit. So, that's why I'm getting it so fast.
It's not just because you're special?
I wish. Yeah, I wish. The ghost of Steve Jobs got me in the front of the line, in front of Chuck. He said, oh, fuck, Chuck doesn't need it. Brad needs it. Fuck Chuck.
Chuck's just building space station shit, He doesn't need a Mac studio. That's fucking like kids building NFTs and shit like that,
right? So, listen, remember how we were talking about waves and USDN yesterday and last week?
Yeah, continuously, yeah.
Yeah, so, lost the peg yesterday. Down to about 73. Somebody else said 69.
Are you meaning to share your screen by any chance?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. That's what I am doing.
I just remembered seeing a link there.
I'm sharing it in my head. Okay.
There you go. That's all that matters. That's what she said. I'm sharing your life in my head. Beat it.
All right. There we go. So lost its peg pretty bad after all that fucking chaos with the founder. Well, first 0x Hams called it a Ponzi, right? And then the founder, Sasha 35625 of Waves, claimed it was Alameda Research doing it. And then he proposed, some stupid ass proposal to kill all shorts and basically all lending on the protocol, like a fucking bonehead. So what did the market do? The market said, yeah, no fucking way, you're out, dude. Right. And fortunately for them, it regained its peg. But here's what's really interesting. This guy that just started following me today, which, he's into, this is Guy Stewart, renewable energy education and training, automation code and scaling, crypto and culture, local food and love, doxed and open source. Well, he replies to me with some data that, the way Waves maintains, the way USDN maintains its peg is related to the buying and selling of Waves, right? And the lending protocol. And evidently, that's not what's causing Waves to get back to its peg. Waves is back up to about 92 cents. It was earlier, bouncing around 89 to 92 cents. But so that's really strange. I just find the whole thing.
Well, what is making it get to its peg?
I don't know.
Nobody. He doesn't know either. This guy doesn't know.
Guy, if you're listening or watching, I don't know, man. You just started following me, but if you're listening or watching, chime in here in the chat. We'd love to know your thoughts on why the hell this is happening, because I don't understand it. Anyway, maybe there's a little manipulation going on. Maybe Alameda got scared and they're buying up a bunch of fucking waves.
Well, that's what it sounds like
a
he's
bunch of
implying, that
USD in.
it's not selling, it's the buying on the other side.
Yeah, I'm assuming that that's the only thing it could be. Now, I'm assuming, I was tempted yesterday afternoon in the 70s. I was like, well, that, they're probably gonna do something to get this back to peg because they're freaking out at waves, right? So I figure they got to do something. And I thought maybe, but I was worried about the whole lending protocol and whether or not anybody was going to come in and what this crazy founder was going to do. So I didn't touch it, but that was a 23% gain, if you bought yesterday at 73 cents. So
yeah,
if the market's liquidity can handle it.
And if you'd bet on Kansas last night too, you would have won that one as well.
He also said, yeah, the risk of not being able to get back out of your swap is an added one for a stable coin. It's back at 87 cents again now. If anyone wants another run before it has another go at 94 cents. But anyway, I just found the whole thing very interesting. So another weird thing that happened is this guy replied to me and it didn't show up in my notifications. So
what does that mean?
I don't know. It's like really strange, really strange. No idea what's going on with Twitter's algorithms, but I often have that happen where I have little glitches in my notifications. So who knows?
It's probably all the surveillance bots.
So anyway, dude, you're buying up of USDN to profit on it. Worked. It's pumped it up.
Yeah, I didn't even get to that. I looked at that for a second. But when I see stuff decoupling like that, and I see scattershot behavior going into it, I'm like, who knows? I keep thinking about Iron Finance and all those other ones that got depegged over the summer and what happened there. And, they didn't make it. So I always like these opportunities too, but I don't know enough about them. I probably wouldn't have made the bet either, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know enough. And when I see people fighting and brawling and taking their balls and going home, to me, that's, those aren't the teams that I bet on just because they don't have any staying power.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Absolutely.
There was something else I was going to ask you about this. We talked about this yesterday. So, did Alameda ever respond?
Sam said it's bullshit. Nothing to do with it. And I think essentially the guy who runs Alameda Research said, we're just trading, dude. We're just trading. Basically like, you're fucking crazy. We're not fudding it. We're not trying to kill it. We're just trading waves, but wasn't definitive about it. So.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of, even in some other channels I've been in, a lot of people talking about FTX and what they do with the pricing on stuff and price differential between that and the other exchanges, and that they're definitely everybody says they're manipulating it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But if everybody says it, it's possible. But the thing is, because there's no rules there to protect.
Right.
Like you can't. I don't even know if U.S. investment banks can do this. I think you can. Yeah, you can trade against your own position. So if someone shows up as a client to U.S. investment banks, so let's just say FTX instead. You come in, you put your money. You're representing X company. Well, they could trade on the companies against you, and they run trading on all of it. So it's very much insider information driven, over the counter type stuff in house, and that's the thing that I think. It's not like this doesn't exist in regular companies too, but it's just so blatant.
Yeah, exactly.
Situations. And that's why I look. I think guys that think they're in the clear, like the FTX guy. Not in the clear, dude.
No.
No. None of these guys are.
So had another little interesting tidbit happen yesterday, and this is kind of something that I think everybody needs to be conscious of. It's that we are reacting to shit and making accusations and not thinking through some of the things we say or how we phrase it, right? So this account I follow.
We're okay with your rants every now and then, Brad. Don't worry.
Well, my rants are totally in control. There's absolutely never anything emotional about those. Okay, so my daughter called me while we started the show, okay, and she doesn't think I'll do this. So she's very proud of this flower she made. So I'm going to hold it up and show it because she didn't have any instructions. So I told her I would. So, okay, there we did that. All right. So Crypto Condom wrote, Coinbase solicited an audit of Convex Finance. At Open Zeppelin tried to insist the devs dox themselves for them to disclose the vulnerability. The Chad devs found the bug and patched it themselves. But why did Coinbase want an audit in the first place? Well, we can get into why Coinbase would have wanted an audit in the first place. But the way he worded this, it sounded like essentially with the Coinbase mention that Open Zeppelin was basically saying, we wanted to fucking dox these guys and we weren't going to disclose to them a massive vulnerability. It was actually a $15 billion vulnerability. We were not going to disclose it to them unless they dox themselves, which sounds horrible, right? I mean, it just sounds shitty. And I replied back and said, let me see if I can find my reply. But I basically replied something like, do you have some documentation on the docs request? That is really disgusting if true, because he had documentation of other stuff that had occurred, but he didn't have any documentation saying, like a text message or Discord message saying, if you don't tell us who you are, we're not going to give you what this vulnerability is. Well, it turns out that if you read the blog post from Open Zeppelin, talking about why they were asking them to dox themselves, it made complete sense, because the vulnerability had to do with the fact that there's only 3 signers on the multi-sig, and they're all 3 anonymous, and they're all 3 the devs on the project, right? And what Open Zeppelin realized was that they could drain everything out of the funds, out of the vaults, and take $15 billion because of this vulnerability, this thing that needed a patch. And so their concern was that if they disclosed this vulnerability, if those guys didn't know about it, that they would be tempted to drain the funds, right? Like, it's like, oh, holy shit, I can get $15 billion. I didn't realize it, because it wasn't something that was clearly obvious, right? So to me, that was a really reasonable approach to, hey, I found this vulnerability. The only people that can take advantage of this vulnerability are these 3 anonymous people. How do we know they're not going to steal the money? Because we don't know who they are. So how do we solve this problem? And it sounds like it was actually a collaborative effort. Sounds like the folks at Convex understood why they were asking for it, and they worked it out. They added 2 or 3 more known doxed people to the multi-sig, so that the 3 couldn't override it. So they added 3 more, I think. They added 3 more to the multi-sig, 3 known people, trusted people by Open Zeppelin to the multi-sig, so that those 3 couldn't make use of the vulnerability. And then Open Zeppelin told them the vulnerability. They worked out a patch. They patched the software, and that vulnerability went away. But my whole point is that we're always making accusations. Bitcoiners call everything a scam. People react and word things in a way that makes somebody like Open Zeppelin sound really shitty, when in fact Open Zeppelin was doing the right thing, right? They were protecting investor money. They were not like trying to blackmail or strong arm Convex into disclosing who they were just for shits and giggles, or just for the sake of Coinbase, or whatever the motivation was being insinuated in this tweet. And so that discussion happened on, but it just made me realize that we all got to be a little more careful about the conclusions we jump to and how we word things, because my immediate response to, and how we respond to things, my immediate response to this is, wow, that's really disgusting. Why wouldn't, it sounds like they were trying to strong on them into doxing themselves in order to hear about this vulnerability. But when you found out the nature of the vulnerability, it made a shit ton of sense that they would say, hey, we can't disclose this to you until we know who the hell we are and what you are and whether we can trust you or not. So end of the day, everything was happy and safe. The $15 billion was not compromised. The developers didn't have to dox themselves, and the bug was patched. But I think it's just a good example.
Dude, it's Twitter all over the place. I mean, This is all these ADD, ADHD people impulsively react to shit left and right. I mean, I see it all day long. That's why I don't engage with it, because nobody's talking anything sensible. You have to just dig. It's all reaction driven.
And I want to make clear that Joe does know it's not just ADD, ADHD people that react in stupid ways on Twitter.
Autists and everything else too.
No. I mean, normal fucking people do it too.
Oh, I'm saying that they're normal as well. I'm not saying anybody's normal or not normal. Okay, I'm not.
But nobody with a neurological issue is not necessarily more likely to be angry.
Well, no, that's not true. Impulsive behavior is definitely a neurological issue.
Of course.
Well, then what did you just say?
Well, all I'm trying to say is you're not trying to insult people with ADD and ADHD as the only people who do impulsive stupid, because that's what it sounded like.
Well, a lot of people are on the spectrum of a lot of these conditions in different ways, and if you catch it at the wrong time, you react to stuff. I mean, I see it in your posts too. So,
of course,
and in your statements. So, to me, the thing is, you guys get your head out of the Twitter a little bit and maybe like think about what you're writing before just writing it. And I'm not saying you. I'm saying all of you. Then maybe this type of shit doesn't happen as much.
I totally agree with you. And yeah, I just wanted to make sure people know that you're not like trashing.
I've worked in the social disability movement, lobbied and helped pass the Americans with Disability Act in the early 90s.
Absolutely.
So I have my disability credentials are solid.
Absolutely. That's cool. I just wanted to make sure that because we probably a good number of us are listening to that. So anyway, I think the point is this. Stop, take a breath, think about how you're wording things, think about how you're responding to things. There was zero reason to trash kind of Open Zeppelin in this way. And Crypto Condom doubled down on it later. Like he was still not backing down on the fact that he was basically saying Open Zeppelin was trying to fuck over these anonymous developers. Well, they weren't, and it was obvious, and Convex isn't saying they were either. So it was kind of like,
So why would Crypto Condom do it then?
Because I think maybe, and I think he sees it that way. I think in his mind that's really bad because Crypto Condom is anon, right? So he sees it as a bad thing because he doesn't want to be doxxed. So at the end of the day, it all worked out well, and I think it's a great lesson for all of us.
I think it's just an example of tabloid journalism. I think everybody wants to get attention.
That's exactly what comes out of it. You're right.
Build their brand. I mean, the only person who doesn't give a fuck about brand is me. I don't give a shit about brand because I don't need it. So, but the point is everybody trying to build some kind of following in a space that they hope it turns into. They need to build the brand. They need to do clicks. I prefer sane dialogue myself. I prefer reading the newspapers still because it's analysis at that point. I don't do tabloids and I don't do headlines. I try not to. Just because they get that emotional reaction. It's all designed to create the emotional reaction to get you to engage. And that's what this guy just did, Crypto Condom.
Yep.
And that's what a lot of people do in Twitter. So it's if you're susceptible to impulsive stuff and reacting, I mean, I've said this plenty of times, everybody wants to throw the first punch in a bar fight. So we're all like ready to go. But just kind of, there was this, I think it was a Tom Sawyer book I read when I was a kid, and some like girl threw a bucket of dirty mop water on him and he was all pissed off. But he held his breath for 10 seconds before saying anything. And then, something good happened.
Right.
But the point is that, you just can't get hot. And on these electronic or digital platforms, it's very easy to get hot fast.
Yep.
And that's when you can't get sued for it. That's the other thing. Like you can't do that in a newspaper.
No.
Yeah, in a newspaper, you get taken to court. So like, Crypto Condom right here. I mean, this is what I don't like about social media is I think you should be able to be sued for what you say.
Well, look, I think you can be sued for it. You can be sued for what you say on Twitter if it's not about somebody famous, right? You can.
If you're slandering someone, but you can state opinion,
right?
Okay, and do things like that is incorrect.
Correct.
Right, and so that's where I'm saying there's no like fact checking that ever goes because it's all individuals. I mean, I get it, but to me, I just like
and technically his wording is true. Right. There is nothing false in the way he worded this. So actually suing him for this would be difficult because they did try to insist the dev docs themselves for them to disclose the vulnerability. But he also knew that in the way he worded it, it sounded like a shitty thing that they were doing, and they were not.
Well, that's called there's a thing called error of omission, and there's slander by omission too. If you omit key facts in your statement, that is libel in this case, but that is something that you can be sued about. Yep. So, I mean, everybody needs to be careful because this is not going to last forever.
No,
they're eventually going to come in and start cleaning this shit up, and it's all public information now. It's all out there, so you can't hide from this now. So to me, that's the kind of thing that I worry about with everybody. It's kind of what I talk to my daughter about is the content. It's like, it's fucking forever, man. It doesn't go away. If they can go hunt down a dude's just couple that stole 6.2 billion and follow the money through a scrambler.
Yeah.
Okay. And then get into the cloud platforms and get the seed phrase. You don't think they can track down anybody they want to track down?
Absolutely.
So, these guys opened the 15 billion that supposedly people would want to steal. Fuck, man. You might as well just stick a gun in your mouth because you're never going to get away from that.
No. Well, look, I mean, now you can't even spend it. You can't even get it out. Eventually, these hacks and exploits are going to be pointless because being able to clear it out is difficult. Hey, James Strickland said, not true. I won UNC +5.
Good point, James. I went to Carolina, so... but I didn't know the game was on until like 9:30, and I watched it. But I didn't really.
What kind of alum are you? The fuck.
Jaded. I'm a jaded alum. If you go to Carolina, you don't. All you care about, just get us in the Sweet 16. As long as the failure season is Sweet 16, basically.
The only time I watch basketball is the last 2 fucking minutes.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Because otherwise, it's just, and even that's too long. I mean, I admire the athletes and their abilities, and it's an amazing sport at that level. But I don't know. It's not as bad as golf or baseball, but it's pretty bad until you get to that last little bit.
It depends on what you're doing if you're watching it with a bunch of buddies, like a game, like a football or basketball or something.
That's fun.
That has action.
Yeah, going to a baseball game with a group of people is a lot of fun. But
golf and tennis is a different game. It's more about the conversation around the game too.
Right.
And because
I like the violent sports. I like football and hockey. I like,
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Blood on the ice.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, me too.
Exactly. And then Chuck's trying to get me rolling.
Yeah. No, I remember I saw Brad has a little Elizabeth Warren pinup poster in his man cave.
Yeah.
It's this little
got it in the bathroom, crazy access.
Yeah. I think that she has some kind of a she's launching a like a Kim Kardashian type scent out there. It's gonna be called
watch me show restraint.
The Lizzie Warren.
Don't get me started on fucking Elizabeth Warren. There, I got it. He got a fucking out of me. That's it.
There you go.
Yeah, Chuck trying to pick fights. What the fuck, dude? Okay.
He's having wedges, man.
All right. Let's see what else we got. Oh, I got to do a little Algorand.
Yeah, I can't tell if you have like a man crush on these guys or not, because every time I turn around, you're talking about them.
I have a man crush on the tech. I have a
You didn't 3 months ago.
Despise the tech is awesome. What pisses me off is that they can't figure out how to get out of their own way and communicate what the fuck it is. And
okay, let me ask a quick question then. So when you say the tech is awesome, because I was talking to somebody about this with like Phantom versus Ethereum.
According to them, I'm taking the MIT professor's word on it.
So. So you don't know. Okay,
I haven't actually tested.
I was just going to ask if somebody could explain to me why it's better.
Why it's better is it supposedly solves the blockchain trilemma, right? Every blockchain has either 2 of the 3 legs, right? So speed, highly secure, speed, decentralized, highly secure, and cheap, right? And which let's put speed and cheap together and highly secure and decentralized together, right? So those are the 3 things you want, the ideal thing you want in a blockchain, but none of them have been able to accomplish that, right? You look at Avalanche, right? Fast, cheap, not as secure because it's got a very centralized proof of stake mechanism, right? Even Phantom has less centralization, but still it's a more centralized proof of stake mechanism. Ethereum, slow, expensive, but highly secure, more decentralized, right? So they claim, and I've watched him talk about the technical details of it, right? So how they do it, etc. And a lot of other people have kind of backed up that they have that Algorand is this, right? And they now have EVM compatibility. And if all of those things are true, and even if they aren't, completely true. Hire somebody that knows how to target your markets and message. That's the thing that frustrates me the most. And they've got hundreds of millions of dollars behind them. And this is just another example. They got somebody to post an article, and I'm not going to go into it, but it's just so poorly done. It doesn't talk about anything that they are doing. So anyway, it's just nothing they do communication wise is worth a damn.
So Mooch, why don't you hire Brad so we can stop talking about this on the show?
Yeah, there you go. Until Mooch hires me, I'm going to rant about it at least once a week. How's that?
There you go.
How's that?
I'll take my 10%.
The lesson I'm trying to get across to the listeners: if you're going to launch a project or any product, especially in tech, figure out who your target market is. Algorand's target market right now should be all the fucking Python developers in the world who have an interest in blockchain and crypto and don't know that they can create apps here, right? The other thing they should be targeting is existing EVM developers with all of the money they have, all their projects, to move over to Algorand because of all the money they have in grants to provide to those projects, right? Then you can also start targeting the users. The way you target the users is you target the users of the protocols on the other chains that are actually coming over to your protocol. That gets you a user base because people come over and go, ooh, sweet APYs over on Algorand. It's new. They're trying to bribe people. I'm going to go over here. I mean, this is a formula. It works. But who are you targeting? Why are you targeting them? And then make sure that's your messaging front and center, right? And that's what frustrates me. Anyway.
I wonder if there's another strategy that they could be playing, which is just to wait it out and not just stay in the game,
maybe
accumulating money and wait for others to fall away.
Maybe. I don't know. I bought $200 worth, $188 worth of Algorand in December. And I have really been earning on the staking, Joe. Like killing it. Oh, dude, you're not going to believe it.
$47?
$189.
Oh,
I'm up $1.11
in 120 days. I mean, that's performance, I guess, if that's what you're looking for. So this is the kind of shit this is what it is. Brad's pissed because he's only made $1. And so now he's going to be going after Mooch.
I don't go see how much I have in there until I see something else about him and get pissed off and like, oh, these fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a new episode up for Mission DeFi. My interview with Justin Bibas, who is the founder of Byte Masons, which built Reaper Farm on Phantom. Guy is just truly brilliant developer. And what's impressive about them, we talk about it a lot, is he's out there training 20 to 30 Solidity developers at a time. Like, not necessarily to join his company. He has a Discord where he mentors and trains with his team, all kinds of Solidity developers. They may join his team, they may not, they may go off into the world. He doesn't give a shit. He has a really strong ethic and ethos about what they're doing and how they're building it. And it's a really good story about last year when they woke up to $2 million in their funds locked up and they didn't have a token until last month. And so they had no like real funds to repay users at that point. And they were in like full blown crisis mode, and how they worked through it and what the community did to help them. And it's a good story. It's a really, how they operate is very cool. What they do, their ethos, their ethics about DeFi and Bitcoin, and I mean, crypto in general. Really, really fascinating group and team. And I'm just really impressed with them. Really, really. And he's just top-notch smart human being too. So
can I ask a quick question? What was the $2 million funds lock? What happened?
There was a bug in their contracts, and it caused just a lockup. I don't know if it was like because it was a simultaneous thing that happened or whatever, but the 2 million funds were locked. 2 million funds were locked, but I don't want to do a spoiler, but they found a way around it. We talk about it on the show. Yeah, they got the funds out. There's the spoiler.
That's the important thing.
They got the funds out. But here's the thing: of the $2 million, and we talk about it on the show, but of the $2 million, 1.6 million of it was one guy, and he messaged them that later that day or the next morning and said, "Don't worry about it right now. Solve your problems. When you fix it, you fix it. If it takes a long time to pay me back. It takes a long time to pay me back. Do not stress it. Just keep building. And that's the kind of shit that happens in communities all the time in DeFi. And it's just like astounding. Like, I mean, I guess he had a lot more than 1.6 million that he wasn't worried about it, but still it's kind of crazy.
And it's just crypto money anyhow. It's not real, right?
Yeah.
But I was going to say on his developer thing, really very smart play, because with the demand or the lack of supply of Solidity developers right now, I bet the cost of just training all those people and then cherry picking the best ones out of there is worth it 5x over going out and using headhunters and trying to find developers and this. That's actually a very smart play.
It is. And they have an entire training program for everybody that joins their team into like how protocols work, what the financial mechanisms are like, how they relate to traditional finance, what those mechanisms were in traditional finance. I mean, they have this like massive, they are so focused on training people to understand what they're doing, whether they're in marketing and development, support, whatever, for their project. It's truly impressive. Like they really want to make sure that everybody on their team and the people that they release out from training understand what the hell they're building. It's really impressive.
And they're not being charged, or they pay tuition?
No, no tuition. It's not like
those other schools. Yeah,
I'm glad. He just asks people that want to learn, and I think they like do some kind of application saying, hey, this is why I want to learn, whatever. Here's the development experience I have. But anyway, Justin is actually a self-taught, and he learned a little bit of Python when he was working in corporate America, but then his first true language was Solidity. So he's like, and his first blockchain was Phantom. So he's like this unusual dude. Like he was never on Ethereum. His first blockchain was Phantom.
You guys are good friends, right?
I wouldn't say good friends.
Well, I don't mean buddies. I mean,
we have a relationship now. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think we have a similar a project that has something to do with Phantom going on that is probably needing Solidity developers.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you're getting my point.
I got you.
Okay, cool.
So Eamon is giving me a clarification on the Convex Zeppelin story. He says basically Convex found the vulnerability and fixed out without being told what it was. They know Convex is just getting started and don't need to steal. Okay, cool. I didn't realize that Convex found it all by themselves. Yet another example of the story being different than what it was said. I guess Zeppelin
meant that maybe and
said they had a vulnerability and said we need to know because it's related to your multi-sig, and then the guys at Convex went and found it. Zeppelin is claiming that they worked with Convex to fix it. So who knows?
Maybe that's what Crypto Condom was saying in that last sentence that I didn't get until you just stated that, where it said something like Chad developers found it on their own and fixed it.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
That was what he meant. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't pick that up. Okay.
Yeah. And then he said, and then Eamon makes a great point, which is that is why it's good to pay the team well, so they don't feel the need to rug. Yeah. I mean, not from a rug perspective, but I was reading last week or week before last how badly paid the core Ethereum developers are. Like the Ethereum Foundation pays their people shit. Yeah. And it's like, I get it. For a lot of these guys, it's the dream job because it's the Ethereum Foundation and you can write your ticket after you leave and you love the theoretical stuff that you're doing for the Ethereum Foundation. But at the same time, it's like, we want these guys to stay doing this for a long time, right? So why wouldn't you, especially with all of the intellectual property that has to be built up over time? Anyway, it is what it is, but hopefully that'll change. Eamon says that was the lock contract replacement that happened a month ago. Okay. So this whole incident happened a month ago.
Oh, okay. So we're all chatting about something that's
except because it blew up yesterday. The report about it. So.
Yeah, no, I was just. Oh well, it's gone.
Don't hurt yourself.
I'm not. I don't try anymore.
Hey, you want to share some stuff up before I dive into that big long piece?
I was having an issue with my second monitor, so let me just pull this down and then I'll share real quick. Let's see if I can do it from here.
I'm going to answer my daughter.
Yeah, you do that while I handle my technical issues. All right, share. This might be. Oh, let me just. I just got to get my other screen over here. Hold on a second. The second monitor is not doing well.
What's the matter, Joe?
No, I can't get my second monitor lit up now. Hold on a second. Let me see what's going on. It just went down for some reason. You go ahead and talk while I find this.
I've got a used Mac you could buy if you want.
No, that piece of shit you've been using for the last year or so? No. Yeah.
No, this is going to my wife. You can have her old MacBook Air, but probably still functions better than that shit you use.
No, mine works great, man. It's a lot less expensive.
Yeah, until all that cheap ass SSD crashes and you don't have any.
Oh, you use regular hard drives? You don't use SSDs?
No, I use SSDs. I mean that the shit that you buy in those disposable computers you have is not going to last.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I hope you're backing up your data.
Always.
Awesome.
Always, buddy.
Awesome, buddy.
Just call me Mr. Backup.
Mr. Backup. Yeah, he's got his backup.
I double wrap my data, you know. Okay, this is your secrets. Okay, here. Now I don't know if it's going to show my camera because that might be down still, but I'm just going to go to these screens. This was the one you wanted to talk about, but I saw this. Actually, I didn't read it, but top 8 DeFi projects to watch for in 2022, and I thought I'd just go through them real quick.
Okay.
Bancor, whatever.
I love Bancor.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't see. They're saying it's a center of automated market maker model.
Dude, their whole new. You got to go listen to my interview, Joe. I know.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I know you don't, but that one is absolutely amazing what they have done to upgrade that protocol. I mean, it's really going to become the center of a lot. I truly believe they're going to corner a ton of market share, a ton. And that is not financial advice. Do your own research.
Yeah, no, I remember dealing with them when they were trying to pick up an ex-client on that protocol, and I got in discussions with them, and they wanted like $250,000 in cash and like another $500,000 in tokens to convert it to this protocol to put it onto the EOS thing. Because I think Draper owns both of those. EOS? Draper owns EOS, he owns Bancor, he owns both. Draper.
Oh, he owns Bancor tokens.
Well, he was the one. Remember, we talked about this years ago that he was out acquiring or trying to acquire tokens to convert over to the Bancor protocol and build up that stable of, I guess, network or whatever. And because we were looking at why would he be doing that, and then the whole speculation then was that the whole idea was that it was all going onto the EOS chain as a counter to. This is 2018.
You're right. It's Tim Draper back.
Yep. Huh. Yep. So, I mean, he's the guy who bought all the BTC from
the government,
Silk Road or whatever that was for $100 a piece.
Yeah.
But anyway, Uniswap's another one, and we talk about that a lot. Safu, I'm not
never heard of
much with them. SAFU.
Oh, because it's BNB. You and I avoid BNB.
Right. MakerDAO. Of course, a lot of talk about
that. Look, MakerDAO's under assault right now. Because of the next one in the list, Do Kwon from Terra is basically saying he wants to kill MakerDAO, which to me is just this petty, immature shit. We don't need that shit in DeFi, but MakerDAO still is a cornerstone right now.
Well, yeah, because he wants to take out DAI, it looks like, is what.
He wants to replace it. Okay. What's interesting is, though, over the last 24 hours, Terra and UST, people are saying, look, the same thing that caused Waves to lose its peg, that UST is the same model, or as similar as it can be, and that the same thing could happen to UST, which I haven't done the research to verify that, but I saw a number of posts yesterday basically saying that.
So if someone else was manipulating, I guess one of their VCs was doing, they could be in that same kind of cycle of like Ouroboros thing, fighting on their own stuff. Okay.
Yeah, potentially, I guess. I don't know the details, but I do know that look, I mean, with all these stable coins, there's this risk of a depeg because the algorithm doesn't, somebody fucks with the algorithm. But I mean, I think that's probably why he's buying all that Bitcoin, because he wants to back it with Bitcoin. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Makes sense. No, it makes total sense. I mean, Avalanche too. We talk about these a lot. Chainlink,
Of course.
Genius Yield.
Never heard of it.
I don't know anything about these guys. It's on Cardano.
Oh, well, there you go. Who wrote this article?
Yeah, it's like we're looking at all these things we never even fucking heard of. Okay, wait. So where was the other? Oh, yeah, Genius Yield. That was the last one. Okay. So there's 3 or 4. I mean, the ones I would take out of that list, I don't know, Genius Yield. A Chainlink I've always liked, but I don't know if it's ever
Cardano,
really going to.
I would take out of that list.
Yeah, that's going to move, though. I mean, Avalanche, yeah, but I don't know if I take it over Phantom.
No, I would definitely do Phantom. But look, I think Avalanche has a shit ton of potential. I just think right now, relative to, the undervalued nature of Phantom, for me personally, that's where I would hang.
Well, what I would do too is if you're going to do layer ones, then look at Solana, Avalanche, BNB, Phantom, Matic, all of those, and just create your own little index there of like 10 of them, and weight it the way you think makes sense. Not you, I'm saying anybody else, because those are all kind of the same to me. MakerDAO, I've been following it a lot, obviously, but because of all the news, but these, Terra Luna, I think I sold that at like $30 or something, but I got in at like $1.20. So, I'm never going to be back there again, because why risk fucking up my trade?
Right.
Now, in Bancor, I don't know enough about. So out of these, I would say Uniswap, and Avalanche and Chainlink. I mean, I should probably learn more about Genius Yield, but now this one was something interesting too. I never heard of this one. Opulos, price soars after DeFi staking announcement, NFT sale, and sex listings. Let's see. Now it looks like, what are they doing here? It's these profile picture NFTs. Yeah, and so they were down for a while. Now they're all on the way back. Interesting. So Opulus, OPUL, it's a lot about NFTs and how artists access funding. SNFT sales success. DeFi staking is on the way. Now this is what we talk. Yeah, this is the NFT staking in DeFi. Okay, hey. Opulus is paired with Algorand on, let's see, plans to list OPUL on several DeFi protocols in the Algorand ecosystem. So they're going with your boys over there.
Great.
Yeah, so maybe it can get you another 10 cents in earnings.
I have zero clue how that Algorand staking works. I mean, all you do is keep it in your wallet and somehow you earn. So, that's nice and simple. I'll give them that.
Wasn't that the way, was Snow Dog that way, or
no?
Mad Hatter, or?
Well, I mean, now, like, Geom, GALCX, all of those are obviously automatically earning.
Look, this is what we should look at this though. Algorand's DeFi hub launches today. It's called AlgoFi.
Today?
Today, April 5th.
Oh.
So there's going to be a bunch of new pools in there. So this is when, again, not financial advice, but this is when the incentives are the highest at the very beginning. And I don't think Algorand has anything else going on over there DeFi related right now.
Interestingly enough, there is a product called AlgoFi, which is a newborn hearing screening equipment company.
FIVE or FI?
FIVE.
Oh, yeah, this is
AlgoFi.
FI.
Oh, I thought you said Algo5. Here it is, algofi.org. Algorand's liquidity protocol, decentralized lending market, plus stablecoin on the Algorand blockchain, earn interest, borrow, and more. Okay, what are they paying, Joe?
Too lazy to go look.
Let's see. I'm going to look.
See.
I'm looking. The AlgoFi protocol now supports governments. Click here to go to the vault.
Supports governments?
Governance. 45.0% APR, and there's 24.5 million. Well, this looks like an independent project, but this is good news. This is actually really good news.
Yeah, so we should dig into that one. We'll just figure out what they're doing because, as we've said repeatedly, that when these first go, that's when the incentives are the highest. And if they're scaling out a marketplace now, it's kind of like the Arbitrum play was the Arby's finance. I'm
going to deposit my algo in this at 24.5. I mean, at 45%. What the fuck? Single-sided stake, single-sided vault.
Yeah. So what are you going to get? Like, you'll get like wait.
$6 or something, right?
What's the percentage per year? 45?
45.
So you'll get, I have $180, so you'll get 45 and another $85 on that.
Look at that.
Ish.
I'm rich.
Yeah, dude, man. I mean, you can basically tip the delivery guy who's dropping off your new Mac.
But I'm absolutely happy to see, kind of good DeFi come into this chain. I think it has potential.
Yeah. No, it makes total sense.
Totally. I want to see it, Eamon said, what did Eamon say? Eamon said, this is about Do Kwon. They just want MakerDAO to play fair and have to join the bribe wars. Now Maker will have to bribe CVX lockers to allocate votes and preserve liquid depth instead of being the default liquidity pool. So that sounds fair. I mean, look, one of the perks of being first is you get special privileges, and being the biggest, you get special privileges. So I understand the jealousy of that. But I do understand that they just earn because they're part of the pool. But I think making comments like I'm taking DAI to 0 or I'm taking MakerDAO to 0 is just the kind of shit we don't need in this space. Like, it's the kind of destructive competition that is unnecessary. Absolutely. We are so young. There are so many opportunities. There's so much growth available to us that I just hate that pompous fucking attitude. It's like, I mean, I get it. I understand the motivation. I would prefer, look, hey, we're creating something better. Move your liquidity to us. That's what they did. For-pool is supposed to be a better thing, right? Now, I wish they had focused on decentralized instead of USDC and USDT. I understand the practical realities of that because that's where all the liquidity is right now. But I still would like to see them do something along that lines. And I think that's in their best interest, obviously, since they're both do decentralized protocols. Eamon said, for sure, that's all some terrible animosity that hurts everyone, but making it a fair play is reasonable. Absolutely, dude. Totally agree with you. Totally agree.
So do you want to save this thread of yours for tomorrow?
Oh, God, I do, because it's okay. Oh, God, I really wanted to go through this. But yeah, I got a break anyway. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to talk about this epic thread with infographics. It's just phenomenal. And it's over a year old, or it's about a year old. Just a fantastic investing guidance thread. And I can't wait to run through it, Joe. It's awesome. It's just phenomenal. This guy's just beautifully synthesized great investing strategies and things I don't always think about when I'm diving into something. So I'm very excited to see what we can go through that and discuss it.
And it's a great date too, May 2nd. So we'll be able to see of everything he's saying here, what played out in the June, July timeframe.
Yeah, there's just some really cool fucking charts in his infographics there. So
no, I was looking at it. It's a lot of stuff that we kind of, allude to,
right?
But I haven't seen anybody sort of put it down in such a concrete sort of path.
He should totally put this into a course, because it's
this one right here.
Yeah, it's fucking phenomenal. Season. It's phenomenal. It's all just absolutely phenomenal. Just I can't find a single thing to complain about through the entire thread. It's just brilliant. So
yeah, I'll have to look more into that rather than doing it right now. But yeah, this is great summary stuff, and we'll talk more about it tomorrow.
Yep, sounds good, buddy. Cool. Hey, listen, everybody, have a lovely day. Eamon, thank you as usual for all your amazing contribution. James, we're Joe and I are ready for dinner and a beer on all that money you won on the game last night. And Chuck, quit trying to pick fights with me, buddy.
Aren't there people coming down to Miami or something for one of the Bitcoin conferences?
Bitcoin conferences is tomorrow.
So weren't some of these people coming to Miami, some of our viewers?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I thought they were. If you're
going to be in Miami, ping us. We'll be happy to get together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm going to see there goes a brain fart. Woman that's running for Congress in California.
Erica
Rhodes is coming in town for the Bitcoin conference, so I'm going to see her.
I thought you were married.
Hey, oh yeah, Eamon's going to permissionless, but that's like West Palm. That might as well be Georgia, dude.
Well, no, not with Brightline now. It's easy. Well, for me, it's easy.
I forgot about Brightline.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, let's do that. Except the price of permissionless is stupid, and they wouldn't give us a press pass. So should we boycott them?
Well, what's the price?
It's like $2,000. It's like stupid.
Yeah,
stupid.
No, I don't. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Drive my ass up to Palm Beach to pay fucking money to go to something that I usually go to for free. No, sorry.
No, I know. They declined us, dude.
Oh, who'd you talk to? Oh wait, is this the same ones?
I applied to their press office.
Is the same ones that got us into Decentraland at?
No. That's Justin. He ran the conference at NFT Central. Yeah, he runs that conference. By the way, he posted this NFT conference that was going on this weekend here in Miami. Like, there's like 10 dudes speaking that are the worst of the worst, like multi-level marketing, shilling, pump and dump assholes. And I'm like, never going to that conference, ever. Yeah. If you put those people on stage, you don't deserve attendees. Well, Eamon bought it when it was $200. I didn't know about that when it was $200.
Yeah.
Eamon just rubbing it in. Eamon will have a car, but Eamon, we'll figure out a way to get together with you, buddy. That's in May, I believe, right? Love to see you in person. Yeah. And actually that timing would be really great because I've been putting Eamon off over and over and over again on our project. So that's good. Actually awesome timing. Like really, really good. So I'll ping you in the next day or two, Eamon. Thanks, everybody. Love you guys. Thanks for listening and watching. If you have any comments or thoughts or feedback, please don't hesitate to message me at B05Crypto on Telegram and Twitter, B05Crypto, #2143 on Discord. If you're pissed at Joe about his ADHD comments, you know where to reach him.
Again, I'm not.
I know you don't, Joe. I'm just busting your chops.
I'm probably half ADHD myself, so
I guarantee you I am.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to sample some of my son's Adderall because it's a miracle drug. Anyway,
shit we used to snort in college to study.
Joe, I don't know what the fuck you snort.
Not me, but I mean, I think I remember
that would explain so much.
Ritalin. You'd go to these parties all the time, and I remember I was like, all the kids that were, on the stuff Adderall and Ritalin and stuff. All of a sudden they're at parties snorting it. And I guess that became a thing for, kids a little bit, I guess, younger than me back then.
I have some stories, but not of prescription nature. So,
ayahuasca?
The whole variety there of things.
Shaman Central over there.
I will tell you, hallucinogenics, acid and mushrooms were probably the most dramatic impacts on my life of kind of external forces, drugs, whatever. Dramatically positive impact on my life. Dramatically. Just amazing. So, and look,
probably the
hallucinogenics are being used to cure depression and
I know.
And split personality issues and all kinds of shit right now. So,
well, you could go to the Four Seasons down in like Central America and South America. They have these like experiences at these. They're like the ayahuasca experiences. Yeah. And you go and there's people showing up and eating this stuff and going on trips and they get debriefed. And like one guy was talking about how it was something to do. I wonder if it was East Europe or Iran or something. And he had his dad left and said he'd be back, and his dad never came back. It was Nazis or somebody, they killed him. And so his whole life, he grew up thinking his dad never came back. And so that he's in this, vision, and his dad comes and visits him in the vision.
Wow.
And tells him what happened. And, so that he said, so it just changed his whole like feeling because he felt like kind of abandoned.
Yeah.
But then he realized, oh, fuck, his dad was killed.
Yeah.
So, people are having these wild.
Yeah. And look, at the core, it allows you to detach your emotions from your identity. And that's really what's key of it. It allows you to kind of see that your perceptions and your reactions to your perceptions are not what you have to be. And it's astounding. It's And I'm not recommending drug use for anyone. Make your own decisions. Talk to your doctor. Yada yada yada. Do your own research. This is not medical advice. Pretty soon our disclaimer is going to go like 3/4 of the way up the screen.
Yeah, exactly. There could be a little window with our eyes showing.
Dude, my doorbell. Here. I'm out of here because you know what's sitting at the door.
Your
Mac
Apple thing.
Mac Studio. Love you people. Have a great day.
All right.
Thanks
enjoy
for
the
listening
porn.
and watching.
Enjoy the porn.
Bye.
Right,
I will. Thanks, man.
Bye, everyone. Bye.